Hello.
Oh, gosh.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
I make cameo.
That would be great.
That'd be hilarious.
Hank Azaria.
It's just...
I love Hank Azaria.
I love Hank Azaria. I've got such a crush on Hank Azaria.
I know. It's like he's the only voiceover actor who's buff.
I
is
know.
that even possible?
He's proper lush, man. I can't get enough.
Yeah.
And he's so talented. That episode of The Simpsons, Homer's Enemy, where he voices Frank Grimes, is one of the best performances there's ever been on that show.
I almost met him.
Whoa, no way.
Well, no, I was at we went to this show on Broadway. It was, I think it was a class trip or something, and we went backstage, and then, we were waiting for the actors, and then he just came out of nowhere, and just, he came out and I guess he was talking to the other actors, and he was just ladies and gentlemen, and he introduced, the leading actor guy, and before I could even talk to him, he walked away.
Oh.
I was just come back!
I bet he is the nicest fucking man on the planet.
I think he is. My last boyfriend had met him, too, when he did Spam-A-Lot, and he said he was really nice.
Oh yeah, he did do Spam-A-Lot, didn't he?
I know, he was on Spam-A-Lot for a while, but when I saw it, he wasn't there.
I don't think I saw anyone famous in Spam-A-Lot.
I was so pissed. When I saw Spam-A-Lot, it was great, but, it had just started. So there was really no reason for him not to be there.
Remember when Hank Azaria played Gargamel in the Smurfs movie?
Yeah,
I just ruined everything with that one sentence. You're welcome.
Great career, the podcast is ruined.
Yeah, edit that out, Greer, Jesus.
Everything you just said about Hank Azaria was just made, invalid by the fact that I just mentioned that he was a lead character in the Smurfs movie.
You completely soured our entire... You left a nasty taste in my mouth, Greer.
How dare you?
Is he going to be in the sequel?
Say, though,
I was going to ask you that, actually.
Is he?
I did watch the Smurfs movie, and my biggest criticism of it, you'll be surprised, not enough Vanity Smurf.
Really?
But I think that about most movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you think that enough? You say that other... Wait, your criticism for other movies is not enough Vanity Smurf.
Yes.
You have weird standards.
You know, do you know how it does get worse? He is going to be in the sequel.
No!
He gets top billing in the sequel, so...
Hang on, is Vanity Smurf going to be in the sequel?
The one that John Oliver plays?
John Oliver! Shit, I didn't know that. That just invalidated all my criticisms of that film.
Well, I guess that's why you like him so much.
John Oliver's been in some shitty movies, but I still like him a lot.
I like John Oliver a lot. Has he started presenting The Daily Show yet? He's doing
in case nobody has heard, John Oliver's actually gonna replace Jon Stewart on The Daily Show for about 3 months.
Doesn't that start in, the summer? Official summer? June?
Point, I don't know when it starts. I think June, because Jon Stewart's gonna go direct a fucking movie. So
what movie is he directing? Because I heard all about that, but I didn't hear what he was doing.
Oh god, I forgot what the movie's gonna be called, but it's a movie that he wrote and is going to direct. So.
Wow, that's awesome.
I can't even imagine what it'd be about.
Yeah,
I have high hopes.
It's gonna be some drama or something, I'm hoping, or
the true story of Stephen Colbert's rise to government.
Really. I wanted to start out by talking about our weeks, because I had a busy week.
Yeah, well, you had quite a remarkable week, Greer.
I have to tell a disappointing story, because Anchorman, The Legend Continues, the Anchorman sequel, was filming in my town this week.
I hate you.
But
tell me about it.
In about, I would assume that Will Ferrell, Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, Christina Applegate, Paul Rudd.
Christina Wiig? Oh.
Kristen Wiig, yeah.
Whatever.
I'm pretty sure they were staying, within a 20-mile radius of my house somewhere. Not sure where.
And you didn't look to investigate?
No, because it was so under wraps, nobody that lived here, knew anything, where they were staying or where they were gonna be. But, so I went down to, we have a pier area where there's like a pier and like lots of shops and like a playground and a park and like all along the beach, and it's really cool. And I went down there on Thursday because I heard that they were going to close down a part of the pier so that they could film. So I went down there because I wanted good parking. I went down there at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
and wow!
You know,
I would have done the same thing.
They had part of the parking lots, you know, what's it called? Separated off from, you know, the public, and they just had a bunch of trucks. And I think at this point, like, they were just shooting a scene with just Will Ferrell. Like, oh, Serena's here. They're shooting a scene with just Will Ferrell. Because I think, like, everybody else had gone home. I think, like, just a couple days in, Christina Applegate left, and Chris Parnell, he left, and, I think by the time that day came along, it was their last day of shooting, I think everybody else had gone home besides Will Ferrell. So...
Did you see Will Ferrell?
That's what I'm gonna get to. So, I stayed there about all day, and... Hold on, let me get Serena in here really quick.
Actually, all right, I wanted to say something before you continue, and I want to make this official, actually. This is not the sequel, okay? Because I have seen this, I don't know if, like, you guys are Netflix members or anything, but they have this sort of other unofficial sequel, and I'm saying that with air parentheses.
Oh, blimey.
They have this unofficial thing called Wake Up Ron Burgundy. It's honestly, I say unofficial because a lot of the footage is from the first movie, but they use other, like, alternate takes and other scenes to make, like, another story, and it's actually pretty funny. It's like, they're all in, like, the newsroom, you know, doing their usual thing, and then in the meanwhile, there's, like, this terrorist group that's, like, terrorizing the city, but they're, like, really bad at it. And they kidnap Veronica to, like, have her, like, read messages for the news or something, and they have to, like, go save her.
So, hang on, is any of this new footage? Because that sounds like it would be a difficult thing to construct.
Some of it is, some of it isn't. It's like footage from the old movie, alternate takes from the old movie, and then some new stuff. Like, it's on Netflix if you can find it, and actually I just found the whole thing on YouTube, so...
So how is it unofficial, then, if it's got all the original cast and everything in it?
Well, I mean, I don't know, it's never really been released. And
Netflix, it's, you know... Netflix exclusive?
I think, I don't know, and plus, you know, like I said, it's got a lot of footage from the first movie, so...
Oh, well, that's a great plug, like, I'm definitely gonna seek that out.
Yeah, I literally just found someone posted the entire thing on YouTube, so just check it out.
Serena's joining us.
Yay!
I know, I'm sorry to interrupt, Serena, but I just had to get that off my chest because everyone is saying, like, you know, I can't wait for the sequel, and I'm like, but it's not the sequel! It already happened.
Serena, I'm talking about how Anchorman 2 is filming in my town, or was.
Oh, yes.
Be jealous of her.
Where I'm extraordinarily jealous.
So I got to the park, to the beach at, like, 8 o'clock in the morning. I stayed there until 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
Because all day it was just them moving stuff out there. And by the time they started shooing people off of the pier, they started getting people off. So there were people lined up at the entrance to this boardwalk on both sides because we were all waiting for Will Ferrell. I stood there with all these people waiting there for Will Ferrell for 2.5 hours, from like 3 o'clock to about 5:30.
Right.
I stood there in these really uncomfortable shoes. Oh, and it was overcast, so it was like it had been like sprinkling the whole time, on and off, raining. So it was just overcast and it sucked. And I wasn't even sure they were gonna film because the tide was so choppy. And they said that I cannot give away, like, I can't give away, there were a lot of things they told us not to say. Like, there were directors, there were, like, assistants to directors there telling us, like, what we could and could not take pictures of, or if you did take a picture of it, not to post it until, like, December when the movie comes out.
Hang on, it's
Oh, it's coming out in December?
Wow,
the end of this year, I think.
So
Wow.
you have knowledge.
I have knowledge, so
She has knowledge.
I can't
Ooh.
say, like, what they were doing out on the pier, really. I can't say what Will Ferrell was supposed to be doing.
Yeah, seriously, if the two
well,
people
if
that listen to this podcast hear that, then our cover's blown.
Yeah.
If it's on a pier and it's Will Ferrell, I imagine it's probably something really. I don't know why, but I'm picturing it's probably him like sobbing at the ocean and then like running in the water and
I can't
freaking
say,
out.
I don't want to say anything.
No, I know, but I'm picturing in my head what it probably is.
Yeah.
Him just like being like, ah, out.
So, and I stood there for 2.5 hours before I had heard that, number one, he was the only one that was supposed to be there. The whole day, I thought, like, Paul Rudd was going to be there too, and Steve Carell, but they just said they went home. In the 2.5 hours I was standing there, I had heard that they had gone home yesterday, or the day before. They had gone home on Wednesday, and, because people had saw, like, 2 huge jets leaving the airport or something, and they just weren't there anymore. And, so, at 2.5 hours, I finally heard somebody say, hey, Will Ferrell is, gonna be there. They were waiting on, like, the ocean and the weather to clear up a little bit, maybe, and just all these things had to come into place. But it was so windy and the ground was still wet that they were just going to take him in an SUV with tinted windows, drive it onto the pier, and just drop him off at the end of the pier where the set is. So
Oh, you are kidding me.
he was going to drive by. We thought he was, like, maybe going to walk by us or something, but I guess they didn't want to get his hair messed up or his makeup, since I guess they didn't.
You can't mess up Ron Burgundy's hair.
Or-
It would be
Well,
disastrous.
yeah, right.
I guess they were doing it, like, somewhere else. They didn't have any trailers there or anything.
Well,
So
didn't they have an umbrella? I mean, how indulgent is he?
probably not his fault. I don't know, but
No, probably not. I'm angry
but
on
they
your
said they were
behalf.
gonna drive. He was gonna drive right by us in an SUV with tinted windows, and we weren't gonna see him really or anything. Or that's what I assumed. So I just
You must
got
have
out
been
of line.
extraordinarily
I
disappointed.
just got out of line. I got in my car and I went home. And I called my friend
Aw.
and told her, and I was kind of upset. And I was even more upset to find out that Paul Rudd wasn't even going to be there, because my mom loves Paul Rudd to death. Like, loves him.
She has like a crush on him.
Almost more than she loves David Duchovny. But
Didn't you? What was it you said? She wants his.
she wants his D.
Greer introduced me to a bit of slang that I was previously unaware of.
Oh dear.
She wants his D.
Yeah, she wants the D from Paul Rudd.
I don't want to know what the D is. I'm scared.
But I was gonna get his autograph on a poster that I have of one of his movies to give to her for Mother's Day.
Oh.
So now I don't have anything to give my mom.
You could just
You could
forge
fake a
it.
signature.
I could.
See, me and Georgia, we think on the same terms.
Nice.
But she knew I was going there to get an autograph, and then I called her. I said, well, Paul Rudd went home yesterday. He's not going to be here. She's like, oh, okay, well, you know. But apparently they were at, like, the whole cast was, the whole week, were at restaurants that were, like, 2 minutes from my house.
Oh,
And-
so
kidding.
cool.
Oh my god, I was just my brain. And they were like one of the bars down near the beach. My parents used to go to that bar every night, and apparently Paul Rudd and Steve Carell were playing pool there one night with people, and I'm like, oh my god. Mom, if we had waited 7 years and you guys still went to the bar and drank, you guys could have met Steve Carell and Paul Rudd. So.
I would have totally hustled Paul Rudd on the pool table.
I don't know what I would do. I would just be like,
I would have.
I love Clueless.
I would have milked that for all it was worth.
I do have pictures.
He's a rich man.
I do have pictures from that set, but I might not even post them yet, because there are some cool
You'll
stuff
get
like
in trouble.
well, not everything I have is like, oh, you might get in trouble, but like there's some. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble, so. And it's just like people taking things out onto that boardwalk, so it's not really a whole lot of anything. So, I got
Okay.
pictures of stuff that had, like, Paramount written on it, like, that shit was from Hollywood, so.
That's so cool.
But, yeah, and I had friends who, like, did meet them, and, like, I'm like, oh my god.
I hate you.
I'm, unbelievably jealous, of course.
And then, that was what happened that day, and then the next day, yesterday, I was out all day looking for jobs and stuff, and me and my best friend went to go see Iron Man 3 last night. And I have a lot of ranting to do about Iron Man 3.
Oh boy.
Because
Spoiler-free ranting, I hope. I'm
gonna preface this with the fact that Iron Man 3 was really awesome. It was really, really great. I'm gonna be honest, it really was great. Except the twist they had about 3/4 of the way through the movie, which I'm going to hate until the day I die. Like, I would see the movie 5 more times if that twist was not in there at all.
trying to think
And
what the twist could be like.
The Mandarin is his father.
And if the whole last quarter of the movie, like, if the plot, or if some of the characters were turned around and some of the characters weren't a certain way, then I would see the movie 5
either
more
that
times.
he's not really a man or he's not really made of iron?
Maybe it was all a
nothing
dream.
It has nothing to do with Tony Stark, really, but, I don't want to spoil anything, but it has to do with the Mandarin. It has to do with the villain.
He's a woman.
It has to do with the villain, and it pissed me off so much.
I'm intrigued. You've piqued my interest.
It is.
I'd be careful, Fran, because if she's this pissed off, then
Some
you
people,
might get pissed off too.
I understand.
I'm less discerning about twists in movies. Well, it's like I liked the twist in The Village, which a lot of people thought was bullshit. I liked it very much. I didn't have a problem with it. I don't know what that says about me.
I don't know. I said this before we recorded. Just sometimes twists can be like, you know, a blessing, or they can be a curse. Just
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't like something with an incredibly kind of convoluted plot, but
I mean, but the way what they did with the Mandarin, I feel like if that hadn't happened, he could have been like the next badass villain that everybody was talking about, like Loki.
Yeah, I felt that way about Bane. I thought
Like
they
Loki
completely
or
confused
Bane.
Bane.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the way the Mandarin talks, if you hear him talk in the trailers, like, I was hoping, like, people are gonna be doing, like, Mandarin impressions now instead of Bane impressions, like,
Never get tired of Bane.
yeah.
That voice.
You know, it's funny, like, this twist pissed you off so much, because I've had that happen with some movies, like, this one movie, I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Let's go round robin. What's the movie that has the worst twist?
Okay, Georgie, you start.
That's a tie, actually, because, okay, that's a tie between, The Game and this movie I saw from the 70s called The Sentinel, because there's a Sentinel from now, but it's not the same thing. But maybe I'd have to say The Game, because I don't know if you've seen it, but it's Michael Douglas is like this business guy, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you the twist because I don't care. He's like this guy who what is it? He's like this businessman. He's all like, you know, rich and famous and stuff, but then like his whole world gets turned around, and it's like he's trying to figure out like who's doing it and why and what's going on. Like, you know, people are dying and stuff's going missing, and you're just like, you're really invested in it because you have no idea, and it's, you know, all part of this mysterious corporation. And then he finally finds out what it is. It was all for a surprise birthday party.
Oh, you're kidding.
I literally want to throw my TV out the window. I was so angry.
Hang on, what was this called? The Sentinel?
No, that was the other one. This is The Game. And it is a game, I guess, because in the end you get fucked over.
Oh,
like all this.
I have seen that, Georgia. I saw that at like 3 o'clock in the morning with a mate of mine once. You're right, it's an appalling twist, and I really enjoyed the film up until that point.
Yeah,
no, I remember.
It was so good. It's like well shot and well acted, and like the suspense is good. Like before you find out the twist, he's like about to shoot his brother. He's just like, what's going on? And then he shoots him, and you're just like, oh my god, he's dead. But then the brother gets up, and he's just like, surprise.
I feel like there was more context than it just being a birthday party. Like, there was still a kind of seedy undercurrent.
Yeah, they were trying to, like, change his life for the better, but it was, like, horse shit. They, like, ruined his house and kidnapped him and, like, drugged him.
Yeah, it's
Like, what the
it's
fuck?
bullshit. It's like, I mean, I remember back when we
So
first started
mad.
recording this podcast in October, we were talking about Darren Brown's Apocalypse, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, if it was actually true, then he had, made this man believe that, his entire world had ended. And, I think whether you're doing that to help someone or not, that's fucked up. There's no excuse for that.
It is. Like, and what they do, it's just like, we know you're kind of a douchebag and everything, but we're gonna help you out. We're gonna graffiti your house and remind you of your dad's suicide and kidnap you and bury you in a ground in Mexico. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Serena, you review movies. What's the worst twist in a movie you've ever seen?
I think I have two as well. I think that either Knowing with Nicolas Cage, where it turns out that aliens want the kids to be the new Adam and Eve.
It's always aliens.
Yeah, that one.
If all else fails.
That one's pretty bad. And then also Class of 1984, where the teacher comes in and instead of like helping the gang kids like be better, he like just kills them all.
Oh my god.
That sounds
that's
awesome.
pretty blunt. It's like, you guys are, I want to help you, but you guys are just hopeless.
I
He's
think like
doing them kindness.
he saws one of them in half. He like lights one of them on fire.
Oh, perhaps.
Dude,
Yeah, that's no mercy killing.
I kind of want to see this movie.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I'm fucked up. I know I am.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I didn't like the twist in The Dark Knight Rises.
No, I didn't either.
What was the
I
twist
fucking
again?
hated it. I
It's
thought
it's
that-
too recent. I don't want to say it. I think it's too recent.
I think wait, what did you say? Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Dark Knight. Okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
Well,
I won't say
the
anything.
The Dark Knight's fine. The Dark Knight's perfect, but The Dark Knight Rises had a lot of stuff in it that I didn't like. But I still think
to
it's a
be
good
honest,
movie. I still
thought
like
Dark
it.
Knight Rises was a piece of shit. I thought it was a huge disappointment.
I thought it was so cool
Wow.
because I really like Bane. I don't know. I just
I
really...
can't take him seriously. His voice just makes me giggle.
I've
couldn't
talked
take him
about this
seriously.
before that I find Bane attractive. So
Even with that mask.
yeah, I don't know.
And let
It's
me
something
try
about
to-
Tom
let me
Hardy.
try to do the voice.
Damn, you're
That's-
kinky.
It's something about the fact that it's Tom Hardy, and Tom Hardy's just really, really handsome
He is, but that
and really
voice-
built. I don't know.
Has anyone seen Tom Hardy's old MySpace page? You can look it up.
No.
It is the epitome of douchebaggery. I mean,
Whoa.
he was very young because obviously MySpace is archaic.
Yeah.
But
Worse.
yeah, it's extraordinary. It's incredibly funny, and there are loads of photos with him like posing with his shirt off and stuff. And yeah, he was a knob end.
Well, I don't know if people would mind that, Greer.
Oh, perhaps.
Well, younger Tom Hardy wasn't really as good looking, I don't think. I think the more he's gotten older...
He was kind of a bit of a poser.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
actually know.
I'm looking at these. He looks like a fucking douchebag. But
Yeah,
I didn't
I
actually
think-
know
right.
who he was until this movie, and then I was just like, and everyone was just saying, "Oh, he's so hot," and I'm like, "Well, I don't see the big deal." And then I was talking to Welshie and stuff, and we were saying like, "Oh, did you like the movie?" And he was like, "Yeah, I liked it." And you were talking about Tom Hardy, and he sent me a picture of him, and I'm like, "Oh my god, he actually is kind of cute."
he's really
I
good
see.
looking.
I don't see it. I think he's got a bit of a girly face.
Well, I'm a sucker for blue eyes.
Oh,
He
fair
looks
play.
sensitive. I don't know. He just looks like that.
I don't. I think he looks
Sensitive
like he'd be a
guy
bit-
will destroy the city.
Yeah.
I think he looks like he'd be a bit thick.
Thick? You mean stupid? Or...
Like where? Like, do you mean physically?
Whoa!
What did you think I meant?
Like some sort of fan fiction type, like saying that you just said, you know.
No,
No.
thick
Oh,
is
that's
stupid.
clearly not something that's said in America. Yeah, thick, stupid, not very bright, not a lot going on upstairs.
Oh, God. But yeah, Iron Man 3's twist was bullshit. But the ending scene made the after credit scene. Every Marvel movie has an ending credit scene. A lot of guys has said like, Oh, I don't like it. But then, if you're a shipper on Tumblr like I am, you really like it.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not gonna say who it is, but it's
Oh,
there.
Boy.
I'm not gonna say it.
Oh my God.
See it.
Greer, I want to ask you something. They said in Iron Man 3 that before the movie they had like a sneak peek of Thor 2. Like not a trailer,
I
but a sneak peek.
didn't get a Thor 2 trailer or a.
Oh, you must have been gutted, Greer.
Yeah, I did.
That sucks.
I did get the trailer for Catching Fire, which I love, but
Is that the next Hunger Games?
Yeah. I think we got a trailer for Will Smith's new movie, the After Earth with him and his son.
I heard about that. That sounds so pretentious.
It reminds me of like WALL-E if Will Smith was in it.
Will Smith
If
is a
Will
robot.
Smith played Wally, I would pay a lot of money to
If
see
Will
that.
Smith and his son were WALL-E.
That's the weirdest thing ever.
Both of them.
Both
Like,
of
it
them
was-
WALL-E.
So it was Will Smith covered with a sheet, and then his son was on his shoulders as the head, and they were Wally.
Have you looked at recent pictures of Jaden Smith lately? In like 10 years, he's gonna look exactly like his dad.
Wow.
Yeah, that's no bad thing. Will Smith is fine.
All the teenage girls are gonna start going crazy for him in about 2 years.
They probably are already.
He's really handsome now.
He's a BYT.
I think he's like 14 or 15 now.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Which is weird because I remember the one movie that I always remember him in is The Pursuit of Happiness, and he's like 4 or whatever.
Oh. I mean, it's like Nicholas Hoult. Like, I remember him from About a Boy when he was like 10 and all like floppy haired and awkward, and now he's like an absolute fucking dreamboat.
Yeah.
Who was that again?
He was the lead guy in Warm Bodies, and I think he's been in some other stuff too.
What was
Yeah,
the name?
yeah.
I missed it.
Nicholas
I
Hoult.
Oh,
Nicholas Hoult, like from Warm Bodies and like
I don't think I've heard of him.
Single Man and Skins and like.
Yeah, he was in Skins.
So wait, we didn't finish all our twists yet, or did we?
Did we? I just said I didn't.
Fran, yeah, Fran, what's the worst twist you saw in a movie?
Okay, alright, has anyone here seen Society? Because if not, I highly recommend it.
Oh, I want to see it so bad. It looks sick.
It is remarkably sick. I mean, the thing is, like, the majority of the film is just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And then the twist, I mean, dare I say it, it's a terrible twist and it's a terrible movie.
Oh.
But I enjoyed it a great deal. It's so much fun. And the twist is batshit crazy.
I've
and
seen
it's
like
so-
a trailer
and
and
it's-
pictures and stuff, and
The last
from the-
20
oh,
minutes of that movie are the sickest thing I've ever seen. Just the most gratuitous, nasty, crude.
Oh,
You know,
so
it
so all the crazy stuff happens at the end.
Yeah, in the last 20 minutes or so, you feel profoundly dirty. I mean, it's one of those films where I was watching it with a big group of friends, and we were all just like, oh, oh, oh.
I want to see it so bad,
It's honestly, like, it's so much fun. I really, really recommend it.
even though it's got a bad twist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's got an appalling twist, but it's an appalling film.
Yeah, I saw the trailer, and like from the look of that alone, it looked like it would be sort of a stupid movie. But I kind of figured, yeah, I sort of know what happens, like not exactly, but I know just like shit gets worse, and so I don't know, and I guess it would be, would happen.
Do you mind if I spoil the twist for you guys?
I don't care.
If you have to.
Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna spoil it for our. Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to spoil it for our audience. I'm going to let them seek it out. I think I've given them a taste of what to look for.
I mean, yeah, it's sort of like a simple story. It's just like this guy, this guy moves to a new neighborhood and all his neighbors are like weird and he doesn't know why.
Not really. He's always lived in this neighborhood in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
And yeah, so basically he's part of the kind of elite of society. He's gone to a private school, and various other things. It's a while since I saw it. And yeah, he slowly finds out that he is not what he thinks he is.
Bum bum ba.
I know. I think that's a good. I think that's enough. I think that'll whet the appetites of our audience.
I'm gonna call this episode. Yeah. I'm gonna call this episode "Bruce Willis was dead the whole time."
Why?
Because
we've been talking about twists.
Have you not? What shit! Twist? You haven't seen The Sixth Sense.
I have. It took me a second.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. I was gonna say, yeah. If you hadn't seen The Sixth Sense, Greer would have ruined your
entire. If you haven't seen The Sixth Sense, sorry. You're bad if you haven't watched The Sixth Sense. Goddamn.
Yeah, that twist has been revealed already. It's been revealed in other movies, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true. It's probably the most famous twist.
I liked it though. I cried at the end of that movie though. Like the Penny and stuff. I was just like, so sad.
I think the last film that I really, really wept at was Milk.
Oh my god, that makes me. I can't even watch that movie anymore.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things.
I can't not watch that movie anymore because I cry every single time.
I really don't want to like Sean Penn because he seems like such a dick in real life, but it's kind of unfortunate that he just happens to be a fucking brilliant actor, like, just one of the best fucking actors of his generation because he's such a douche.
How dare you be a douche and talented?
Yeah, I know. It means I don't know how to feel. It means that things aren't black and white, and I don't like that.
These feels are confusing.
Oh, ouch, my feels. When Sean Penn was Milk. I don't know why I was gonna say I don't know why I've never shouted out "ouch my feels" in the middle of a cinema, but I do know why I've never done that.
I should do that.
I think we should all do that. I think the thing is, every fangirl or fanboy must have thought it at least once.
Oh, I've definitely thought of it, just maybe not in those words. I don't know. Before I heard my feels, I would just be thinking, I'm in a glass case of emotion.
For me,
that would always be my go-to thing.
I mean, what I love about the internet is just all the kind of shorthand that is used that to the outside world just must sound like nonsense. Like, particularly in fandoms and stuff. Like, when I type things in capital letters, like all the feels or OMFG, I can't, or... You know,
it's like its own language.
You just said that while I was typing you a message in all caps.
Oh my god, she's psychic.
Exactly. I mean, we don't even think about it. That is just the way we communicate. And like all the awards and shit like that. Like, if my parents were to come across one of our typed conversations, it would look like gibberish.
Mm-hmm.
It would look like idiots.
What else were we gonna talk about?
Stuff.
Yes, dude.
I don't know.
So
I'm up here watching my sister's cat. It's very exciting.
Yeah, your cat that's got a crush on Film Brain.
Yes, we were talking about that before we filmed. My cat, one of the cats, was sitting on my lap, and she was being very affectionate and purring into my microphone. And I got into how last summer I kind of had like some Film Brain marathons just because. And she would come in my room sometimes. And it was usually when I was watching his stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like she knew or something. And then she would just like get on my bed and like rub herself on my computer. And I have this like picture of her on Facebook where she's just like on my computer and just like looking up at him with like loving eyes.
Matthew Buck, cat whisperer.
I know how she feels, but I mean, can you tell her from me to back the fuck off?
He is cute. He is. I don't know. He's too young for me.
Georgia, he's too young for you.
I don't know.
We're the same age.
So I'm gonna need some motivation from people for the next month and a half, maybe. Well, actually, yeah, for the next month and a half. But I've been really trying to find a job, and now I have new motivation because Adam Lambert is coming to Orlando, Florida, at Universal, and that's 3.5 hours away from where I live. So,
oh wow,
OMG, girl.
I have motivation now to find a job and fund myself to go to Orlando at the end of June.
I love that I love
Go for
that
it.
whenever there's some kind of pop culture event, your desire to get a job goes up just extraordinarily.
It happened with MagFest. I'm like, well, what if
It
I
did.
just
It
do
did
it
happen with
again?
MagFest. I've never seen that tenaciousness in you, Greer. Like I did during the run up to MagFest. It was remarkable.
Thank you.
I take my hat off to you. Well, I will motivate you as much as I possibly can. I mean, what's going to be your first port of call?
I don't know. That's what I did all yesterday, is just go job hunting. And the
Just
job
look around
market
and see
here-
what's available.
The job market here really fucking sucks, so
Yeah, tell me about
it's
it.
just hard. But so now I have a motivation to get me to Orlando.
You can do it, Greer. Do it for Adam.
I have to get myself to Orlando, basically, somehow, before June 29th.
Well, how? I mean,
You've got time.
surely that's not going to be wildly expensive. I mean,
I know, like, under $400 probably. Like,
not
a
even-
ticket to get in Universal is like $120. It would be
Oh,
it would be
wow.
way cheaper if I lived in Florida, but I'm about an hour away from not living in Florida, so unfortunately,
You can do it.
Unfortunately, living about less than an hour away from the Florida border does not count as being a Florida resident. So
it's an incredibly hard thing about being young. Like, I really identify with you, Greer.
Yeah.
When I was your age, there were always things in London that I wanted to go to. Like various meetups with friends I had on forums, or gigs, or shows, and yeah, it really fucking sucks not being able to go to them, because you feel like you're missing out on something that could have a huge impact on your life.
I know.
It's fucking hard.
yeah.
I felt that way about MagFest, to be honest.
Well, and plus,
We will get you to MagFest someday, Fran.
You're
We
gonna go to
will.
MadFest, and you're gonna come to America to see me. So
It's gonna be fucking awesome.
that's already being planned. A friend coming to America to my house to do a podcast.
Awesome.
It's like that time that I went to New York just so I could see the Book of Mormon.
Wow.
But you're gonna
Flow
come
across the
here
Atlantic.
instead. Hopefully, I want you to come like before the 4th of July. I want you to be here for an American holiday. For
Yeah,
the most-
Breeze,
the most Americanized
Instant.
holiday in the world. I want you to be
Yeah.
she doesn't seem to appreciate how awkward the 4th of July will be for a British person in America.
Yes, I know.
Just
that's
do what
why I
everybody
want
else
you
does.
here.
Drink and eat stuff.
That's
But
why.
just-
But that's why I want you here, Fran.
But great. Well, you realize how much I resent your independence, don't you?
Yeah, I know that. That's why I want you here.
Awkward.
It will be extraordinarily awkward. No, it won't at all. I'm very excited.
It's gonna be awkward. I'm excited.
I'm
gonna
excited.
get
It's
lynched.
not
I'm
great.
Excited.
I don't know, but I'm so excited.
All we need to do is get a Canadian here as well.
Ooh, it's an international podcast.
Yeah, then we'd have all the races.
We could have me an American, and then you a British person, and then a neutral party, the Canadian. Serena.
Oh, by the way,
July.
update the audience. I'm going to update the audience quickly on the Game of Thrones podcast.
Oh yeah.
Though that won't be
Ooh.
something that I'm specifically taking part in. I can reveal that I've 2 new recruits. One of whom is my friend Layla, and the other
Is a boy.
Bum,
Is a
bum,
boy.
bah.
Well, but not just any boy. A boy that I've known for years and years and years, who comes from my town, who also happens to be the fuck, I can't believe you've done this guy. Now, for those of you who don't know who that is or what indeed that is, go to YouTube and type in fuck, I can't believe you've done this, and it is my friend Paul being hit in the head.
And saying, "Oh fuck, I can't believe you've done it."
More like being punched in the face.
Punched
That
it,
guy got
boxed
decked.
in the ear, basically.
It's quite a wallop he takes. I mean, he's within his rights to be pissed off, but The video is excruciatingly funny, and I highly recommend it.
It really makes me laugh.
Do it in slow motion.
It makes me laugh way too hard, to be honest.
Yeah, tell me about it. I shouldn't laugh that hard at somebody I know getting hurt.
Yeah.
That's
he got over it.
That was like
He's
years
really
ago.
good about it. He's extremely patient when I bring it up every time I see him.
He probably doesn't get recognized a lot, but he's like, eh.
Well,
It's like, hey, you're that guy who got punched in the face.
Well, when he left his last job, they went the entire sort of 2 years or whatever that he worked there not mentioning it. And then on his last day, his boss was like, right, now I've got something to show you. Our Paul's actually a bit of a celebrity. And they got this video out. And, like, nobody in his office had seen it. And one of the guys, like, fell off his chair laughing. So it's quite a legacy. But yeah, I'm very happy to announce he's going to be participating in the Game of Thrones podcast, so that's very lovely.
Hopefully, if we can get that together. So.
And the Supernatural podcast, I want to give a shout out to Heather, because that's something that we're both going to be...
That's going to somehow happen at some point.
Yeah, we're going to be sharing that together, co-sharing it.
Yeah. So,
because I need to talk about Dean Winchester for an hour and a half.
Yeah. So, I posted something on the Facebook, and I think each week we're probably going to talk about, like, one thing that I post on the Facebook this week, so people will have more incentive to go to the Facebook page. But,
okay.
But, so, Natalie Portman's going to play Lady Macbeth in a Macbeth movie, and Michael Fassbender's going to be fucking Macbeth.
He's hot.
He is so good looking, and I'm so happy. Because they're both,
Natalie Portman's, I think she's a bit young.
They're both really, just really
they both
attractive people.
They're incredibly
this will be probably like the, I don't know, it probably won't be a very gritty version. It'll probably be like stylistic and stuff.
I mean,
Or
I
whatever.
don't even know who's directing it, so...
I don't
Wait,
really...
Who's directing
I
it?
hope it'll be good,
I have
but
no idea who's directing it.
Well, I'll look it up.
I will.
I don't know. Am I alone in finding Natalie Portman a little bit wet?
I beg your pardon?
What?
Oh.
For fuck's sake, I keep forgetting you're not all English. Wet, like a bit, just a bit kind of blah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. She's okay.
I don't really. I don't find her massively watchable personally.
Have you seen Black Swan?
I haven't
Swan
seen
was
Black Swan.
awesome.
Well, watch Black Swan.
Oh my god.
And that will probably change my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually,
I've heard
she's
extreme-
right. If you really don't like Natalie Portman, like an audience, if you don't like her, just watch Black Swan.
Just
like
watch Black
that.
Swan. It's
So good. It's so creepy.
probably one of my favorite movies of all time, to be honest.
It is really good.
It's one of my favorite... That year was a good year for movies. That year that Black Swan came out, because The King's Speech came out that same year, and that's another one of my favorite movies. I love The King's Speech.
I love Colin Firth.
Yeah.
I have a huge amount of love for Colin Firth. I think he is a beautiful man.
That's a good movie. It's him and Jeffrey Rush, yeah. Jeffrey Rush and Helena
Jeffrey
Bonham
Rush
Carter.
is awesome.
He really is. Has anybody seen The Life and Death of Peter Sellers? That is a wonderful
No.
movie.
No. I haven't seen a lot of his movies, even though I just said he was awesome, but I should. I have one of his movies that, Quills. He is absolutely amazing in that. Like,
Oh, I haven't seen that. I know very little about it apart from
it's awesome. It's like it's about the Marquis de Sade and like his time at this mental institution and like I don't know how he's able to write his stories and stuff. It's so everybody in it is amazing. Like Cate Blanchett's in it, Joaquin Phoenix, Michael Caine, I forget the other people, but just like it's so good. It's so good. And he's amazing in it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Can I just say, probably the best part, one of the greatest things about The King's Speech is Timothy Spall playing Winston Churchill.
That's a very good bit of casting.
It's probably the
That's
greatest...
very on the nose.
It's probably the greatest casting I've ever seen in a movie.
Well, what
I have to see it.
what I find funny about Timothy Spall, apart from genuinely thinking he's a great actor, is that in Enchanted, when you first see...
He was great in Enchanted.
He was wonderful
Yeah.
in Enchanted. Everyone was. But when you first see his animated character.
'Cause I knew
unlike
that was
the rest of
him.
the actors. Yeah, you immediately know it's Timothy Spall.
Because he, like, inherently, he kind of looks like a cartoon character.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah.
It's difficult. He is an odd-looking man.
But he's like a renowned actor over there, right?
Oh, I mean, quite rightly, he's one of the most loved actors of.
But then, like, everybody in America just knows him as Peter Pettigrew, like from Harry Potter. And like occasionally, he's also in Sweeney Todd. He plays.
Well, that's how America know a lot of. That's how a lot of people in America know other actors in the Harry Potter movies, because they're just like, hey, you were so and so in Harry Potter.
Like people that were like really, really young when Harry Potter first came out, like a lot of people knew Alan Rickman from Die Hard, but then like this new generation came along, and now like younger people just know Alan Rickman from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I mean, it just does seem to have every single British actor in it apart from Ian McKellen.
Harry Potter?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian McKellen and Maggie Smith seem to be the only two British actors that have never featured in Harry Potter.
Maggie
and
Smith.
Who's Professor McGonagall, Fran?
Maggie Smith is a main character in Harry Potter.
No, fuck, Judi Dench. They're apparently interchangeable in my head.
Oh, like Maggie Smith's Professor McGonagall. God damn, Fran. I thought you guys had to pass like a Harry Potter test before you graduate.
No, that's true. Well,
our apologies to all
we used
British
to take the
people
11+, but now we take the Harry Potter test, and if you don't pass, we're killed.
Oh my god.
You have to take the Harry Potter test before you have to graduate from Hogwarts and leave the Shire.
You're seriously mixing your stereotypes there, Greer.
Test for the one true ring.
But first stop and get some tea and watch Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Just, if you're going to keep going with this.
I have to get in my TARDIS.
Run with it.
Got any more stereotypes, Serena?
Crumpets?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Very apt indeed. You could even throw in some Red Dwarf if that is the want.
What's another one? Downton Abbey or something like that, yeah.
I want to go back
to
I know
a lot of people that don't like a lot of British people don't like Downton Abbey.
Yeah, it's a piece of crap.
But everyone in America loves Downton Abbey.
But the thing is, like, we just get shit like that in the UK is 10 a penny. Those period dramas, those like big costume dramas.
Yeah, I don't know how it got so popular here, to be honest. I've never seen it, but like I have no idea.
Probably because since it's British, it's probably like really prestigious, and I don't know, the people who watch it think they're smart. I mean, I'm probably pulling this all out of my butt, so I have no idea.
No,
really.
You're not pulling it out of your butt. That's actually exactly the case. People watch it.
Yeah, that's the impression I get.
They think it's smart.
Yeah, that's the impression I get from people. They're just like, I just watched this and whatever.
They actually made a joke about that in Iron Man 3. So, 5 points to your house if you can spot the Downton Abbey is like people watch Downton Abbey because it makes them feel classy joke in Iron Man 3.
I don't have a house.
Yeah. They make a joke about that. It's really funny. You know, the thing I can also say about Iron Man 3 is that the humor is probably the best out of the 3 movies.
Well, I think after Avengers, they must have had to up their game.
I mean, I think Film Brain said it best, where, like, the trailers kind of showed it as he thought it was going to be a lot darker, but it's actually probably the funniest out of the 3 movies.
Did you guys... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I think it's a real shame that Robert Downey Jr. is not coming back for the next Avengers film.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
No. He's going to...
Stop being psychic.
One mind.
I think he's going to make an appearance as Tony Stark, but because of what happens in Iron Man 3, I don't know if this is a spoiler. I think people know about this, but he's not going to be Iron Man anymore.
Oh my god, does he die or lose his powers?
You'll see. But
that's what you're making it sound like.
Tony Stark is going to be making an appearance probably in the rest of the Marvel movies. But like I think Robert Downey Jr. isn't going to play Iron Man anymore, but he's still going to play Tony Stark.
See, what I heard was that he was being recast. And
there aren't going to be any more Iron Man movies, that's the thing. It's going to be they wrapped it up pretty well.
but I think he
Okay.
might be being recast for the Avengers.
Well, who would play him? Because he did it so well.
I can remember reading something that was probably just a rumor, but I can't for the life of me remember what it is.
It's
Let me look
probably
it
a
up.
rumor. I mean,
Almost
there are
certainly.
probably
but it's
all
still
these loopholes
interesting.
that say, well, your contract as Iron Man is up, but
And it's
your
ironclad.
Your contract to play Tony Stark is not up, or something like that. I don't know.
Iron Man retired.
I've been meaning to watch those movies. I just keep like putting it off.
Yeah, like I actually had a marathon with my friend watching both of them. So
Yeah, I got the first
Both
two
of
recorded
them-
on my DVR, but I just gotta watch them.
finally in full, because I said last week I hadn't seen both of them in full. Because I've seen them both in like little bits and pieces and out of order. So I finally watched them both in full back to back. So
I have a question. They say that like I have friends who've seen it, and they say that the first one is good and the second one isn't. Is that true?
the second one's good. I don't like the villain. I think the villain's motives in the second one fucking suck. But I 2 is definitely the worst out of the 3. But it's still good. It doesn't mean it's a bad movie. By any means. It's still very good.
I was just curious.
Yeah. I think at first when it came out, a lot of people were kind of shifty about it because, and I didn't know this, because I didn't know who Terrence Howard played in the first movie, but because I always thought Don Cheadle had played Rhodey the entire time, but apparently Terrence Howard played him in the first movie, but then something went wrong with his contract with Marvel, so they recast the character of Rhodey with Don Cheadle, which I think Don Cheadle makes a way better Rhodey. So, you know.
The only one I've
Funny
seen
name.
is the second one, and I was drunk.
What's his nickname? His name's like Rhodes or something. He's like an army guy. He's War Machine, basically. But it's awesome. I like him. He's really good in the third movie, too. Don Cheadle's a really great actor.
Well, yeah, he is. Isn't he like won an Oscar or something?
He's won a couple of awards. I really like him as an actor. He was really good in the third movie. It's like him, and of course Robert Downey Jr. always steals the show. And it also made me realize that movie, why they named Gwyneth Paltrow the most beautiful woman in the world. Why People magazine named her the most beautiful woman. Gwyneth Paltrow is fucking built. Like, she is gorgeous. And apparently that's a controversial thing to say that you like Gwyneth Paltrow, but I don't have a problem with her at all.
Why is it controversial?
People say they don't like Gwyneth Paltrow. Like, I don't get
Well,
it.
I mean, I think in real life she seems a bit kind of.
Apparently she has a blog or something, and
Well, it's a couple of things she's said in the public eye, but she's only human.
Yeah.
She's not perfect. I mean, she has a blog about healthy eating, which apparently you have to make quite a lot of money to be able to afford.
she basically she has a blog where she makes puts all these wardrobe ideas together for women, and she's not number one, she's not telling women to go out and buy these clothes, and it adds
exactly.
up to hundreds of thousands of dollars basically. Number
Wow.
one, she's not telling women to go out and buy clothes. And number two, that's basically why Pinterest exists. Women love making shit like that. Or I know women who do.
I agree. I mean, it's slightly irritating having a rich, beautiful celebrity suggest outfits that you can't afford or fit into. But she's
not telling anybody to go out and do anything.
No, exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to read it.
Yeah, she's perfectly entitled to do it. You don't have to read it. It doesn't justify hatred. Another thing she said in the public is that she's got brittle bone syndrome. Now, I have a friend that has brittle bone syndrome that can't walk. And I mean, essentially what it comes down to is Gwyneth Paltrow, she doesn't understand what brittle bone syndrome is. She says she has brittle bones, but what she really means is that she's a bit delicate, which is two very different things. So I find that a little bit irritating, but she's only human.
Yeah, but
you know?
and apparently, like, people have caught her saying, like, I don't feed my kids carbs, but then, like, People Magazine interviewed her, and there were, like, tons of pasta and bread in her shelves, and, like, that's apparently not true at all.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, half these things have got to be, like,
Rumors.
fabricated.
Because
taken
people
up,
are jealous of her
made up.
because she's gorgeous and a great actress.
Very true.
Well, yeah.
She's not even, like, an overrated actress. She's, like, people talk about her with the Iron Man movies, and that's about it. Nowadays, I mean.
Yeah, because she hasn't done much else.
Yeah.
But she is a
But
great
there's
actress.
nothing wrong
Given
with
the
that.
opportunity, she is a great actress.
Yeah,
I honestly think she's a perfect Pepper Potts, and I honestly can't think of another actress that could have played Pepper Potts.
I agree.
Well, I have to see the movies, but I'll let you know. Because
Yeah.
the only Pepper Potts I've seen was in that brief scene in the Avengers.
Yeah.
And that was cute though.
I don't like to be handed things. I also didn't know that was a running joke in the other Iron Man movies. So now I know that Tony Stark doesn't like to be handed things is apparently a running gag.
Why is he Phil? His name is Agent.
By the way, actually, that's a very good segue. Is Agent Coulson back in Iron Man 3?
How?
No,
Well,
he's not in Iron Man 3.
He
No,
died.
I've heard
Spoiler.
varying reports on Coulson's fate and whether he is
What
actually
I
dead.
have heard is that Clark Gregg is going to be playing Agent Phil Coulson of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show that Joss Whedon is in the process of making right now.
I'm
heard about that,
incredibly
too.
excited about
But
that. I'm more excited about
What
that.
would it be about though?
But
Like,
a-
is this?
But apparently it's like a prequel to the Marvel movies,
Oh.
which is why he's there. So I don't know, really. But that's what I've heard. That may or may not be true.
Well, if it is, I can't wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna be good.
I'm incredibly excited.
I mean, that show has potential. It really, I can't
hell
wait
yeah.
for
And
it.
it would be just great for Joss Whedon to have another show on TV.
I just
that
want
would
more
take-
Avengers as much as I can get.
Me too. I can't wait for the sequel. It's like it's not coming out for like another 2 years. I can't wait.
I'm
that
as excited about the two big blockbuster movies that I'm looking forward to the most are the new Avengers and the new Planet of the Apes, because I loved Rise of
They're
the
making
Planet of the
another
Apes.
one.
Hey, James
Yeah, they
Franco
are.
is in that.
I don't care. And that is a testament to how much I loved that movie.
That was a
That I
good
was
movie.
willing
I like
to-
that movie a lot. I remember seeing it in
Well, I was
theater.
willing to look past James Franco being cast as a scientist, which is ludicrous.
I love when some actors get cast as scientists. Like it's always the actors who look like they've never even like been through college.
Yeah.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Like Tara Reid and James Franco and stuff like that. That's
Yeah,
so
Tara
funny.
Reid as a scientist.
Tara Reid, she hasn't genuinely played a scientist, has she? That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
She was a scientist in what was that movie?
Alone in the Dark.
Alone in the Dark. Yeah.
Oh god, that's absurd.
It's funny though.
Yeah.
It's incredibly funny.
And just watch them wear glasses and use big words and stuff.
Yeah, Meg Ryan as a fighter pilot, again, ridiculous.
I'm a professional.
You know what I want?
A hug.
No,
Yeah,
that's
you
because
do.
I'm
Yeah, you
lamenting.
do.
I want a
I
hug.
do because I'm lamenting on the fact that there has still been, that there's basically not going to be a Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo before Avengers 2 comes out.
Oh.
No! He's so good. He's the only.
There's not an announced one yet, and I'm pissed off that there hasn't been one because everybody and their mother wants one now.
Well,
He is
maybe
the
they're
best
afraid because the other
Hulk.
ones didn't do so well, you know?
I
But that-
I
they
hated
haven't-
both
they
Hulk
haven't got
movies.
Casting right. They didn't have Mark Ruffalo and they didn't have Joss Whedon.
They didn't have Mark.
And now that they do, they can redeem Hulk the way he was redeemed in the Avengers.
Yeah, they could. Joss Whedon could do it, but I don't know. Somebody else could probably do it. I mean, Joss Whedon just does the Avengers right now, so
Oh, I guess so. But they've got a good foundation for a decent.
I
Hulk.
can't wait. You know, another reason why I can't wait for Thor 2 is because Alan Taylor is directing it, and he's done a lot of episodes. He's directed a bunch of
Not
episodes
Kenneth Branagh?
No, Ken Branagh's not doing it. He just did the first one, but
I'm actually kind of relieved.
Alan Taylor has directed a bunch of episodes of Game of Thrones. So
I have to say, I think it's kind of awesome that Kenneth Branagh directed that movie.
yes, and all he really does is like dramas and period pieces and
I know. I
Shakespeare.
take my hat off to him. I think he's a
He
star.
did good for the first comic book movie he's ever done.
What, for
Yeah,
Thor?
true.
I
That's
don't
quite
know.
a challenge.
I love Thor. I love that movie.
I like Thor too, but it's just like, I've mentioned this actually to other people, just, he did so well when they were in Asgard, because that's like pretty much that's like outer space Shakespearean stuff anyway, but then like when he comes to Earth and stuff, I don't know, it felt kind of meh.
There's a
I don't
lot
know.
of deleted scenes that I wish they left in the movie, to be honest. If you go and watch the deleted scenes, I think it makes everything a little better, because there are a lot of deleted scenes of him on Earth.
I haven't seen Thor, but I Kenneth Branagh, I just think is a fucking god, like, and the fact that he did a comic book movie, I just think is the most badass thing that any British person has ever done.
I mean, for the first comic book movie he has ever done, like, pretty good job.
Yeah,
Just saying.
definitely. Yeah, it was good, but you know, I don't know, it could have been
Not
better.
good, but not great, maybe.
I hated that scene, like, okay, I'll admit, I've never read the comics, and I don't know all of the backstory and stuff like that, but
I don't think that necessarily matters. I don't think most people have.
Okay, but I just hated the scene in the Thor movie where, like, Loki and Odin are fighting, and it's, like, a really intense moment, and you're just like, you know, what's gonna happen? And then, like, Loki's just yelling at him, and then he just, like, falls over, and, like...
Yeah, I love that. He just...
So it's like a
That was
boss
the
fight,
stupidest
basically.
thing I've ever seen. Like, Loki's just like, you know, I should be on the throne, in that sexy voice of his. And then, like, Anthony Hopkins is, like, grabbing his chest. Like, looks like he's having a heart attack. He's just like, ugh. Really? That's, like, it was so fucking lame. It's like, all right, I understand you don't need the character anymore because you got to have Loki on the throne because that makes him evil. But it's like, can't you just, like...
that way of killing him.
Yeah, it's like he's in Odin sleep. And I'm like, what?
That's a real thing.
You just made that up.
No, it's from the comics.
But it's stupid.
He goes into Odin's sleep to do something. I don't know.
It sounds made up, and it needs context.
He's like, how old is Odin? Like, thousands of years old. Like, he needs a nap every once in a while.
Yeah, but it's just like, just think about it. That, like, it went from a really intense argument that's, like, you know, really kind of profound because he's like,
telling
you know,
Loki about, like, where he's actually from.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, and actually a really, you know, good scene, and then it just ends with, oh, I can't handle with this, I gotta go to sleep, conk.
Yeah.
It was so awful.
Convenient Odin sleep. I should do that when I'm in a situation that I don't
Yes.
I have to go into super convenient Odin sleep real back. I'll be right back.
Flop. Ugh, but that just always bothered me. It was so stupid.
It wasn't stupid to me. I just found it funny that just Loki was just yelling in his face, and he's like, "I gotta go to sleep. I can't handle this right now."
I
wish he'd been
and
like
it goes
that.
to his wife, like, "Honey, you deal with this."
I wish Odin had been like, I can't even just.
Like, fuck this, I'm out of here, and he just walks away.
If he did that on purpose, like, that's just another reason why Odin's a bad father. Like, I can't talk to my son about, you know, like, why he's adopted and stuff like that, and, you know, I can't, and then I sent my other son off to Earth because, you know, he was kind of being an idiot, and I'm just gonna, I'll just leave him there, I guess. Yeah, I'll leave him there. I'll just leave him there without his powers, and then I'm gonna go to sleep, while I'm talking to my other son who happens to be adopted, and he wants the throne.
And who potentially wants me dead,
yeah.
So.
Oh, and did he even, like, fathom the fact that if he goes to sleep and Thor is not there, that Loki is the one who has to automatically succeed the throne?
I know, and not to mention the mom does nothing throughout the whole film. She doesn't do anything.
Well, number one, she's the queen. She can't really do a whole lot, I guess, because it's not
something.
her power. And number two, like, she's like, well, Loki's my son and I love him, and, you know.
Okay, but she could do something. She just, I mean, maybe she had more to do in the comics, but, like, in that movie, she just, like, spends her time just, like, I don't know, just standing there being all sad.
I heard in a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, like, there was actually a lot more stuff written for her, but they cut it for some reason.
Oh, that's a shame.
Which sucks because I love Frigga. I love that character of the mom. So, Thor 2, that'll be here.
Thor 2, now with less Odin sleep.
Now with less Odin. Well, maybe with more Odin. They're going to be in Asgard most of the time, so...
No, I don't have a problem with him. I just hope he's able to stay awake.
Yeah. At least,
he's
at
fine.
least it's still Anthony Hopkins, and you can't hate him.
No, I don't. I just hate the writing.
You know what I love? There's this one scene near the beginning where, like, Odin and Thor are, like, arguing with each other because Thor had just gone to Jotunheim and tried to fuck stuff up, and then Odin had to come and save everything, so Thor basically started a war over being an idiot, and then like they're yelling back and forth, and then Loki's like, father, and then fucking Odin just goes, ah! Like, he just points at Loki and just yells gibberish at him, and then Loki's like, okay.
Yeah, Odin's weird.
Oh my god, he's the worst father ever.
Yeah, he may be the king of Asgard, but he's definitely not winning Father of the Year anytime soon.
That needs to be a meme. That's a meme.
Father of the Year, Odin. Really, already it is among Thor fans. Like, people are gonna.
Yeah, really.
It's kind of a bad dad.
There's this internet series that, well, it's like a group of people on YouTube who make sketches and stuff, and they have this one thing of sketches called Super Therapy, where it's therapy sessions of different superheroes, and it's hilarious, and I wish they would do more, but they have one, and they do sometimes group sessions too, and they have one of Thor and Loki, and they talk about Odin, how crappy of a father he was.
Oh my god.
It's pretty
That
hilarious.
reminds me of comic book issues, actually.
Yeah, it's probably been talked about, but it's really funny, and like I said, I wish they would make more videos.
And that's on YouTube, is it? I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, it's the group. What was the group's name again? I forget. Barely Political.
Oh, I love Political. They're great.
I've seen some of their other stuff too. It's pretty good.
Yeah. But we're gonna end it there since
Okay.
we're running a little long. Well, not long. We're running about.
No, this is nothing compared to the other ones I've been on.
Yeah.
Some of those run for like 2 hours.
Yeah, sorry guys, am I being a buzzkill having to go?
No.
No.
We have to
You're
end
more
it.
than welcome to carry on without me.
No.
You can't leave. You're the only British person here.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter at all. You guys can
Yes,
do a
it
pretty
does.
good
It makes it
proxy.
classier with your accent.
I don't at all. I talk nonsense.
No, you don't.
And then I occasionally say extraordinary or absurd, and you are given the perception that I'm somehow more intelligent.
Yeah.
But it's all a facade. Actually.
Greer's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
About right.
Oh, she's kind of right.
Well, it's
Well,
like,
we love you anyway, Fran.
Greer, did you tell these guys about how we were on Skype and then I had a phone call and the man was giving me his email address and I asked him what hyphen meant?
You asked him what a hyphen was.
Yeah, what a hyphen was, that's it.
Oh my god, I had to turn off my mic because I started laughing so hard. I didn't tell you that part.
Completely left my big, round, empty head.
So I'm like, that guy probably thinks you're such an idiot.
I expect he thought I was a moron. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. I wouldn't blame him. I'm sure he thought I was a huge cretin. Not what a hyphen was. I know now, it's the little line in the middle of the words.
The more you know, kids.
Weird.
Chris demonstrating to me what a hyphen is in case I wasn't aware. Just double checking. She wants to really cement this for the big test.
There's a test later? Crap, I didn't study.
Shit.
Oh, what? Guys, I gotta go study.
Yeah. There's still house points up for grab if you can go through the last podcast from last week and find a YOLO.
I don't have a house. The sorting hat never sorted me.
Find the YOLO in last week's episode and you'll get something. I don't know.
Oh, that's well, okay, yeah, all right. Let's genuinely make that a competition.
Yeah. Find the YOLO in last week's episode.
Okay, if you find the YOLO in last week's episode, you get
A brand new car!
A hyphen.
You get a hyphen. Signed by all of us.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you get. You get something from the mystery box.
Oh my god.
Sounds dirty.
That's probably.
It certainly does.
That's Fran's
you get
idea,
something
not
from
mine.
Fran's mystery box. You get to open Fran's mystery box.
Spoiler, there's a head inside.
Serena was genuinely disgusted by that.
Oh, I love you crazy bitches.
Tell me about it. I'm glad we got to end on a distasteful note.
Yay.
Oh, absolutely.
We have to go.
All right, well, bye everybody and have fun with the contest.
Yay. Goodbye.
Good luck, guys.